we're working on the most recent hurricanes in Florida, right? And most of those losses at this point are flood because the wind didn't hit on these large programs. We're still not hitting deductibles for wind. The very, very difficult part with flood is an education process. And we'll talk more about another time about post-firm versus pre-firm construction. Those are called flood insurance rate maps. And we'll get into some technicalities. Certain times, based on the National Flood Insurance Program, there is very limited coverage, and people don't know that. And I feel bad for them. And the way it's structured, I'm optimistic through legislation it will change in years ahead. But some of the active items we're working on is just trying to help get people some money. And it's just staying on top of these adjusters. They're underwater, right? And we try and help. I mean, that's what we're always there to help. We're always there to partner. I had a couple calls this morning where, I'm trying to help make sure they have the information they need. Is there anything else we could do? The flood claims are the biggest workload right now. And those, for us, aren't big dollars, but it's what we do for our clients, right? We actually, it's basically we all have concessions in our business, right? And things that we do. So flood is the biggest amount of work with the least return, but we do it, right? It's our job. And so we help clients, get through those and make sure that they recover. I don't like to talk too much about this, right? But there's certain things in any business where you're going to have, you're going to be compensated more for others. And our goal is to make sure that the organization, our client's organization as a whole, continues and at time of loss to make sure that they can recoup what they, as much as possible for the coverage that they have. And also want to make sure that we dive down every single avenue as possible. Ended up having a force-placed flood issue, right? So their lender, because they didn't have coverage, their lender went out and bought flood coverage for them. We were actually able to do a negotiation with the lender to allow us to file a claim under that policy and get some proceeds for the client. And there were some discussions where the lender agreed to some of those proceeds. So we are always going to look at every possible avenue. And that was a very unconventional approach, but it's something we do. I mean, you don't know unless you don't ask. And we were able to leverage some relationships with that lender and the client to make it happen.